Welcome back to the bootleg studios of Rant Social and Rant Roller Sports. But this is going on my Rant Social channel. Right here, pictured in the center of the screen, you see Kyrie Irving. This is a video off of Jason Whitlock's channel, Fearless with Jason Whitlock, formerly of ESPN. He was released from the major network and started his own YouTube channel. And I haven't always been in agreement with Jason Whitlock. But I'm in agreement with him in regards to Kyrie. But this video is about my people. I don't want to talk about other people. Okay? This is a video about my people and why they don't have credibility with this black Hebrew Israelite issue or black Hebrews, period. Well, I'm going to break down in this video why they don't have credibility and why right now they can't do anything to help Kyrie because of their lack of credibility in mainstream society. And I'm going to tell you why. Okay? Okay, let's move on here from Kyrie. This is who started this. He didn't start this firestorm. The Jewish media started this firestorm against Kyrie Irving for posting a Twitter link, for those who don't know, about a movie called From Hebrews to Negroes, a documentary where they may have said some so-called anti-Semitic statements in there regarding Hitler and so on and so forth. I didn't watch the film because I know enough of that black Hebrew Israelite rhetoric to know what I'm going to watch when I see the film. So I grew up in New York City listening to these guys preach off of soapboxes in Harlem and in Brooklyn. So I'm very familiar with their rhetoric, their YouTube arguments and debates with different groups, Egyptian groups, Pan-Africans, and so Jews and black Christians and so on and so forth. So let's get to these black Hebrew Israelites and why, to me, they don't have credibility. Okay, I'm just going to start with this story here about some black Hebrew Israelites looking like they're in Philadelphia right here.
If you happen to walk by, you're going to get a bit of shock treatment.
Shock talk made to stir people of color into action. That's how Commander General Yohanna, head of the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, describes weekly protests he leads outside.
Okay, let's pause it right here. This is my main problem with the so-called black Hebrew Israelites and why they don't have credibility. For one, you standing up there in costumes, okay? Standing up there, and these guys are mildly dressed compared to some of the guys in Harlem and Brooklyn standing out there looking like Moses with wooden staffs and goddamn swords, standing out there looking like it's Halloween, okay? And it could be goddamn June, and they be standing out there like it's Halloween. But let's get to the main point. Not even the way they're dressed, not even for the information that they're bringing forth, because they are bringing forth some truth, not all the truth. Okay, and the major problem I have with them, you don't have credibility because most of you, or I've never seen a black Hebrew Israelite building, school, synagogue, church, medical center, after school center. I haven't seen none of these things out of 5%ers, out of black Hebrew Israelites, out of so-called Pan-Africanists, all of these groups that sprung up starting in my opinion, in the 80s. Okay, I'm 47 years old. I've been hearing this stuff from the 80s, from reading Dr. Malachi York books, which had a lot of truth in them, to listening to Farrakhan speeches and Malcolm X speeches on cassette tape, to studying the Nation of Islam, to being raised in Baptist churches, going to Jehovah's Witnesses temples, okay, even working in a church as an adult, okay. I've been around all these different religions, okay, but The one thing about the religions and the different groups that have credibility is they have facilities, they have buildings, they have schools, they have their own books. Now, these guys create books, I'll give them that. They print literature, I'll give them that. But where's the Black Hebrew Israelite school for their own children to go to? Where are they sending their children to school at? Some of them might claim that they homeschooling them, but not all of them is homeschooling them. They're sending them to these same schools that preach so against what they believe in, but they sending them to their schools. Why? They don't have schools of their own. Jewish people, the so-called European Jew has schools. The Hasidic Jew has schools. The Catholic Church has schools. Okay? Islam, not the Nation of Islam, other Islamic groups have their own schools, and at the very least, they have a building of worship. Why do you Black Hebrew Israelites are so smart and so knowledgeable, but you stand outside screaming at people through megaphones? Okay, you so smart, but y'all don't have a building. You so smart, but you're not teaching practical skills to Black people. You're not teaching nothing about finance, banking, the practical trades like carpentry, masonry, electrician, chemistry, engineering. Where's all the energy and vitriol for actually training real skills? Okay, most of them dudes standing up there preaching got this rhetoric out of jail. I'm sorry. A lot of these dudes were convicts, man. Like, I'm from the city, man. I know. A lot of these dudes is convicts, man. They turn Israelite or they turn Islam in jail. And then they come home to you after they done committed certain crimes and sold drugs to the community, turn around and preach to you that they Hebrew Israelites. And all of us are Hebrew and da-da-da-da-da. Now listen, these people are not even listening to or asking their own family members where they come from, starting from their grandparents, their great-grandparents, and so forth. These people haven't even researched their own lineage. Because if they did, they wouldn't find no goddamn Hebrew Israelite shit in their own family lineage. I know there ain't none in mine. I could go back a couple hundred years, few hundred years, and there's no such thing as no Hebrew Israelite rhetoric in my bloodline. So why would I adopt this jailhouse shit? Just because it sounds good. It sounds good, and that's all most of these Black dudes, Pan-Africanists, 5%er, these guys that claim they got Egyptian heritage to kings and queens, they all talk. There ain't no buildings, no schools, no medical facilities, no dental facilities, nowhere where you can even take your pets if your dog or cat gets sick. Okay, they ain't got none of them type of facilities. No schools for their Hebrew Israelite children, nowhere to even pick up the religion. Say if I was really interested in what they were saying, where can I go to a building that's credible and I can go on and learn about being a Black Hebrew Israelite? I'll give you the answer. There ain't none. And they only preaching this rhetoric to poor people. Because there's different components to life. Yeah, you could try to give somebody their history and their background. That's only one component of life that you could give a person confidence in. What about the financial aspect of life? What about the trade aspect of life, where you need skills with your hands, or with computers, or with different fluids and gases that's involved in chemistry, or even pest control? Or do they know anything about homes and houses? I'm a home inspector in my area as well. Okay, these people don't know shit about nothing. They want to read to you out of a book. Okay, let's just say they convinced everybody that we're all Black Hebrew Israelites. Okay, we Black Hebrew Israelites. Now what? What's the plan? Where can I learn to where can I go to learn some financial advice so I can uplift my own children and family and then pass the knowledge on amongst the community? Where can I go learn about how to deal with these banks? Where can I learn a Hebrew Israelite school where I can learn how to do homesteading, raising animals and growing fruits and vegetables and herbs? What is Black Hebrew Israelite school can I go to for that? So this is my problem. To sum it up and make this short, I would go longer if I could go live, but I would go live. But the area that I'm in is a very rural country area, and these cell phones, I have a lot of interference even in my house with Wi-Fi. So sometimes my lives come out staticky. So this is a way to ensure that my words are not, cut off, and it may still happen anyway. But the bottom line is the reason why they're able to come after Kyrie like they're doing is because you Black Hebrew Israelites have no credibility financially, and you don't have no credibility skill wise. Outside of your Hebrew rhetoric, Black Hebrew rhetoric, what other science or knowledge do you possess? Do you possess any practical science? Anything that can be used in daily life to better yourself? Do you know the science of gardening? Do you know the science of raising animals and homesteading, raising dogs? Okay, do you have knowledge about how to live off the land? Can you take me out into the woods and show me how to eat and show me how to purify water? The answer is no, 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 and no. And this is why y'all don't have any credibility. Now, if y'all Black Hebrew Israelites disagree with me, get in the comment section and I'll gladly debate you idiots. But really, there is no debate. Everything I'm saying is 100% correct. Y'all don't have shit. Okay, y'all so smart, but don't have no real world knowledge of nothing. And it shows in your attire, the way you dress, the way you speak. If I handed each one of these guys pictured here $2 million, they would give up that Black Hebrew Israelite shit in a heartbeat and act like they got some sense. And they damn sure wouldn't take that $2 million I gave them and try to open a Hebrew Israelite school, because most of these guys are jailhouse charlatans. I'm sorry. This has been Rand Social. Peace. And I do support Kyrie Irving. I just don't support the Black Hebrew Israelite nonsense. Peace.